Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Permex Petroleum's channel. We're sitting here once again with Marin. We want to dive into the secondary oil recovery market. But first off, Marin, how are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you, Michael. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well myself. So I think it's important, first off, to explain to people what secondary oil recovery is.
Sure. When this is the way you have to think about it. Think about oil and gas as a cake, layered cake. Each layer that we produce from has to have a pressure, has to have a mechanism to move as we're drilling and we're producing it. That drive is called a reservoir pressure drive. It could be natural gas, it could be water, or it could be oil. When you lose that pressure within a formation, you need to create a secondary model, a secondary way to recover oil. Injecting water is another one. Creating a water flood is another one. So when you look at our properties, for instance, we have done water floods in the past where you go ahead and produce water from the same formation, you inject it back into the ground, it pressurizes the reservoir and creates something called a sweep. A sweep would mean it brushes the oil as the water is pushed towards the producing wellbores, and the producing wellbores bring them up and produce them. This is called secondary recovery. Now, I think we need to understand the injection. It gets very technical. You have something called a direct line drive. You have a staggered line drive. You have a four-spot drive, inverted four-spot. It goes all the way through inverted 5 and 9. That just means when you have 4 injection wells, there's one well in the middle. The 4 injection wells you're injecting water will push the maximum amount towards that well that's in the middle, producing your oil. That's secondary water flood or secondary recovery, EOR, enhanced oil recovery.
Interesting. And you said this is something that Permex has done in the past and something you will continue to do?
We have done it in the past. Typically, an enhanced oil recovery field requires higher than normal operating expenses because you have more wells that are not producers but injectors. When oil prices are low, the first projects that get shut in are the water floods, secondary recovery ones, because they're expensive to run. So when oil prices crash, we shut down all of our water floods. Now that oil prices show stability, we will proceed and run. Again, our engineers have to review the data, see the voidage, understand how the patterns worked underground and how the shut-in works, and go ahead and create a new water flood engineering study, and then implement it and produce the water flood again.
Wonderful. Well, Marin, thank you for the knowledge. I know it's not something a lot of people know. You think you just tap something in the ground, oil comes spurting out. It is not that easy, as you had said.
Definitely not. After water flood. In fact, we have primary recovery, secondary recovery, and tertiary recovery. So you have primary, which is natural production. You have secondary, which is injection water. You have tertiary, which is CO2 injection, which that takes away a whole concept, and we'll dive into that maybe next time.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Marin, is there anything else going on with Permex you can share? Any updates on where the company
is going? I can share at this time, so let's leave it there at the water floods.
All right, sounds good. Well, Marin, thank you for coming on, and thank you everyone for watching. Got any questions, let us know, and stay tuned for more news coming over the wire real soon. Marin, thank you for your time.
Thank you.